Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are good and in pink of your health. Welcome to your social science class, children. And in this class, we are going to revise chapter number 4, that is landforms. While reading the chapter, we understood what was landform, what were the different forms of land. So children, today we will revise all the different forms of land as well as water bodies and what is the actual meaning of a landform. Okay. So first of all, children, what is a landform? Children, earth has many faces. Some faces of the earth are high, some are flat, some may have rocky surface, some may be very dry, some may be sandy and some may be extremely cold, having ice on them. So children, earth has different faces. On every place you go on hill station, you go on the mountains, you go for desert visiting, sometimes you go on an island, you see the land everywhere is different. It is not the same at all the places. So the land you see at every place you visit is different from one another in some or the other way. So earth has many kinds of land on its surface. So what is actual landform? These faces of land, these different kinds of land we see at every place we visit is a landform. So what is the landform? What is the definition of landform, children? Landforms are natural formation of rock, soil and water bodies. Okay, that make up the surface of earth. So landforms natural formations है, means landform naturally made है, उनको nature ने ही खुद बनाया है, that are not man made, and they have different kinds of rock. What are the natural formations made up of? They are made up of rock, they are made up of soil and they are made up of water bodies, means oceans, glaciers, seas, rivers at different places. Okay, and all these places, they together, the water bodies as well as the different forms of land, they together make up the surface of earth, because earth is covered with 71% of water and 29% of land. तो कौन सी लैंड है ये 29% और कौन सी वाटर बॉडीज हैं ये 71%, we are going to study. Okay, now first we will begin with the first form of land, that is the plains. So what are plains, children? Plains are the flat and the level surface of earth. अर्थ के ऊपर बिल्कुल फ्लैट एंड प्लेन सरफेस, दैट इज नोन एज प्लेन. व्हाट आर दोज लैंड कॉल्ड? दे आर कॉल्ड प्लेन्स. मीन्स उनमें बिल्कुल भी हाइट नहीं है, दे आर वेरी फ्लैट एज वेल एज सेम एज द लेवल ऑफ अर्थ, मीन्स दे टच द सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ, वो अर्थ का सरफेस टच करते हैं. ओके, सो दे आर इन लेवल सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ. Now, what is the importance of plains? Plains are very important because the towns and cities grow on plains. It is very fertile. It has a very fertile soil because of the two rivers, that is the Ganga and the Yamuna river that flows through it. So plains के ऊपर से two major rivers, the Ganga and the Yamuna river flows, and this makes the soil of the plains very fertile, which helps the farmer to grow the crops easily. Okay, so what is the example of plains given in our book? That is the northern plains. Okay, now second type of landform is desert. What are deserts, children? Desert is a surface of land which is totally covered with sand as well as rock. ओके, डेजर्ट वो सरफेस है लैंड का जो पूरी तरह से आइदर सैंड से कवर्ड है और एट सम प्लेसेस इट इज कवर्ड विद रॉक. और डेजर्ट्स जो होते हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा ड्राई होते हैं. Why are they so dry? They are dry because they receive very less amount of rainfall. Deserts में rainfall बहुत ज़्यादा कम आती है, वहाँ पर rainfall बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होती है. Okay, and this is the reason because there is less rainfall, so desert have less amount of water, and because of the less water, very few plants like cactus and saguaro, they grow in deserts. Many plants are not able to bear the climate, so they don't grow in deserts. Okay, what is the example given of desert in your book? That is the Great Indian Desert, which is also called the Thar Desert. Okay, so it is so large, the Thar Desert is so large that it covers 4 states of India and 2 states of Pakistan. What are the 4 states, children? It is Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Haryana. Okay, and 2 states of Punjab as well. So Thar Desert has an area of about 4,46,000 square kilometers. What is the unit used to measure the land? Land measure करने के लिए हम कौन सी unit use में लेते हैं? It is the square kilometers. Okay, so this was all about desert. Now we come to mountains. What are mountains, children? Mountains are a very huge, a very giant and a very high body structure on earth. So earth पे बहुत ज़्यादा high structures are known as mountains. बहुत ज़्यादा height वाले bodies, बहुत ज़्यादा height वाले structures are known as mountains. Mountains are usually visible as white because of the presence of snow. So they are entirely covered with snow. Mountains किससे covered होते हैं? Snow से. Okay, mountainous regions में बहुत सारी snowfall होती है. Okay, then mountains are in a continuous row. Mountains एक continuous chain में बने होते हैं. And what is this chain called? It is called the mountain range. What is it called? It is called the mountain range. Okay, what was the example given in your book for mountains, children? The Himalayan mountains. What was the example of mountains? The Himalayan mountains. Okay, now we come to 4th type of landform, that is the hill. What are hills, children? Hills are very similar to mountains, but mountains are little higher and hills are lower than mountains. Mountains बहुत high होते हैं और hills mountains से छोटे होते हैं. Okay, so mountains are very high structure on the surface of earth and hills are lower than that of mountains. और hills पे जो भी लोग रहते हैं वो अपना house कैसा बनाते हैं? They make their house with a slopey roof. उनका जो roof top होता है that is very slopey, so that the rains that occur in hilly areas which are very much, वहाँ पर rains बहुत ज़्यादा होती हैं. हिली एरियाज में रेनफॉल बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. So the people make their rooftop in a slopey form so that all the water that comes in the form of rainfall flows downwards. वो पूरा water roof पे collect ना हो जाए और पूरा नीचे flow हो जाए. That's why they make their houses with a slopey roof. Okay? What was the example of hills given in your book? Yes, it is the Nilgiri Hills. Was what it is? It is the Nilgiri Hills. Okay? Now, next what we see valleys. What is a valley, children? A valley is a small and a low-lying surface on land which comes from between either the mountains or the hills. So ऐसी लैंड जो हिल्स या माउंटेन्स के बीच में से फ्लो होती है दैट इज नोन एज अ वैली. और जिस वैली के बीच में से रिवर फ्लो होती है दैट इज नोन एज द रिवर वैली. व्हाट आर दोज वैलीज कॉल्ड? रिवर वैलीज. ओके, नाउ व्हाट आर द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ वैली? एग्जांपल ऑफ वैली इज द वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स इन उत्तराखंड. द वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स इन Uttarakhand. Okay, now we see plateaus. What are plateaus, children? Plateaus are the high land area. हाई लैंड एरिया मीन्स they are not in the form of mountains. वो mountains जैसे structure के नहीं होते हैं, but they are the flat surface but on a higher level than the land. Land नीचे होती है but plateaus land के ऊपर होते हैं. So what are plateaus? Plateaus are the high land on the earth which have a flat surface, जिनका टॉप सरफेस तो फ्लैट होता है बट उनका जो साइड्स होते हैं दे आर वेरी स्टीप, वो बहुत ज़्यादा शार्प एज के होते हैं. ओके, द साइड्स आर वेरी शार्प. सो फॉर दिस रीजन दे आर ऑल्सो कॉल्ड द टेबल लैंड. टेबल लैंड क्यों? बिकॉज फ्लैट ऑन द टॉप एंड विद द स्टीपर साइड्स. Okay, what is the example of plateau given in our books, children? What is the example of plateaus? Yes, it is the Deccan Plateau in our central India. So Deccan Plateau in the central India is example of plateau, a highland area which is very famous for the crop that is grown over there, which is cotton. So plain was a flat surface and a level surface on the earth, बिल्कुल अर्थ की surface पे टच करता हुआ. Desert was a sandy and a rocky and very dry surface on the earth. Mountains are the highest surface, highest structures on the earth. Hills are lower than mountains but still higher than the land. Valleys, the land that is coming from between the mountains and the hills, a low-lying area of land that comes from between the mountains or the hills. Plateaus, a high land which has a flat surface to grow the crops and has a steeper sides. Okay, now we will revise the remaining ones. Now children, these are the remaining landform, that is the islands, the peninsula and the coastal plains. So children, what are islands? What are islands? You have seen Andaman and Nicobar Island. What is it? It is an area, a small piece of land that is covered or surrounded by water on all the sides. So पूरे sides में just a small piece of land is there and at all the sides it is surrounded by water. ओके, तो एक लैंड का सरफेस जिसके आसपास पूरा वाटर होता है दैट इज नोन एज आइलैंड. व्हाट इज इट? इट इज आइलैंड. ओके, सो अ पीस ऑफ लैंड दैट इज सराउंडेड बाय वाटर, जिसके पूरे आसपास में वाटर होगा. व्हाट इज इट? इट इज एन आइलैंड. एंड व्हाट इज एग्जांपल ऑफ आइलैंड? द अंडमान एंड द निकोबार आइलैंड एज वेल एज द लक्षद्वीप आइलैंड. Okay, so Andaman and Nicobar, they lie in Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Island lie in the Arabian Sea. Okay, now what are the next? Peninsula. What is a peninsula, children? A peninsula is a piece of land, the southern part of our India. You can see the map over here. In this, the part of the land that has water on all the three sides. जो land water से connected है three sides से and is connecting to the mainland. Mainland means दूसरी land से connected है on the one side is known as a peninsula. तो island तो सब जगह से connected है water से, but peninsula is connected from only three sides and connecting to the mainland on one side. So peninsula, this is the southern peninsula which has the Bay of Bengal in the east side, the Arabian Sea on the west and the Indian Ocean in the southern part. Okay, now the last one is coastal plains. Coastal plains are a very flat and low lying strip of land. Strip means बहुत छोटा सा piece of land, flat as well as low means नीचे. They are not high surface on the land. They are low surface, low lying strip. Strip means they are a very flat surface, a very small surface on the earth which are connecting to sea or an ocean on only one side. तो island में पूरा piece of land is surrounded by water. Peninsula में only three sides are connecting and one side is connecting to the other land. कोस्टल प्लेन्स में सिर्फ वन साइड इज कनेक्टिंग टू द वाटर बॉडी एंड द अदर पीसेस आर कनेक्टिंग टू द अदर लैंड. ओके, सो आइलैंड में अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल लिव दैट इज नोन एज अ जरावा ट्राइब. What are they called? Jarawa tribe. They have very less population of about 500 or less, and these people, they don't talk to the outsiders. They don't keep contact to outsiders. ये लोग बाहर वाले outsiders से ज़्यादा बात नहीं करते हैं. So these were your landforms. Now children, we shall learn about the water bodies. So children, as you already know, the surface of the earth is covered with water at almost 71%. So 71% of the surface of the earth is covered with water. Earth के surface पे 71% water bodies हैं. Now ये water किस form में है, किस तरह से है, that we need to study. So the first type is seas and oceans. So कुछ पार्ट है वाटर बॉडीज का इस 71% में से दैट इज कवर्ड विथ सीज एंड ओशंस. व्हाट आर सीज एंड ओशंस? Seas and oceans are the large water bodies. They are very large water bodies, but they have mostly salty water in them. इनका वाटर कैसा होता है? बहुत ज़्यादा salty होता है, बहुत ज़्यादा salty water they have. So oceans are larger than seas, and seas are a small part of oceans which are partially connected to land on one side. तो seas oceans से छोटी होती हैं and they also connect to some land at some places. कुछ places पे कुछ land से टच करती हैं और उन land को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Coastal plains. Okay? What do we call those lands? जो seas को टच करते हैं they are called the coastal plains. Okay? What are 5 oceans we have? We have the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, Arctic Ocean. Again, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, Arctic Ocean. So these are the main 5 kinds of oceans we have, and the largest among them is the Pacific and the smallest is the Arctic. सबसे बड़ा कौन सा है? पैसिफिक. सबसे छोटा कौन सा है? आर्कटिक. ओके, नाउ वी कम टू रिवर्स. सो व्हाट आर रिवर्स? चिल्ड्रेन, रिवर्स आर द फ्लोइंग एंड द लॉन्ग स्ट्रीम्स ऑफ वाटर. तो रिवर कहाँ से बनती हैं, कहाँ से आती हैं? दे कम फ्रॉम आइदर माउंटेनियस रीजन्स और दे कम फ्रॉम हिली एरियाज. तो माउंटेन्स के ऊपर स्नो होती है. व्हेन दैट स्नो मेल्ट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द सन रेज, बिकॉज ऑफ द सनलाइट, तो वो एक रिवर के फॉर्म में पूरा स्ट्रीम फ्लो करता है. आइदर दे कम फ्रॉम हिली एरियाज जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा रेनफॉल होती है. सो दैट रेनफॉल फ्लोज थ्रू द हिल्स एंड कम डाउन थ्रू द वैलीज एंड फॉर्म अ रिवर. तो रिवर क्या होती हैं? दे आर द लॉन्ग स्ट्रीम्स ऑफ फ्लोइंग वाटर. कंटिन्यूस फ्लो होने वाले वाटर की लॉन्ग स्ट्रीम्स होती हैं. सो दे ओरिजिनेट, दे स्टार्ट आइदर फ्रॉम द माउंटेन्स or because of the melting of the snow, or from the hilly areas because of the high rainfall in those areas. Okay? Acha, what are the main 6 rivers we have in India? They are the Ganga, the Yamuna, the Indus, Brahmaputra, Krishna as well as Mahanadi. What are they? Ganga, Yamuna, Indus, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Krishna. Repeat after me, children. Ganga, Yamuna, Indus, Brahmaputra, Krishna, Mahanadi. Okay? And what is the largest and the longest river in India? Which is the longest river in India? It is the Ganga river. And what is the longest river of the world? It is the Nile river. Which river is it? It is the river Nile. Okay? Which is located in Africa. Okay? Now, we will move to glaciers. What are glaciers? Glaciers are the huge body of snow. What are glaciers? They are the huge and a large body of snow. तो ये कैसे बनते हैं? When there is a large amount of snowfall like throughout the year, all these pieces of ice they collect together, they gather, they come together and they form a huge body. तो ये बहुत बड़ा सा एक स्ट्रक्चर, एक बॉडी बना लेते हैं. Okay, so glaciers happen at places where there is the snowfall throughout the year. पूरे ईयर में snowfall होता रहता है. Okay, these glaciers also have 70 to 80% of fresh water of the entire world. पूरे वर्ल्ड का 70 to 80% fresh water कहाँ पर स्टोर रहता है? It is in the glaciers in the form of snow, because snow is a solid form of water. Snow क्या है? Snow water ही तो है. If it will melt, it will become water. So it has the 70 to 80% of fresh water of the world. Okay? Now, what are next? It is the lakes. What are lakes, children? Lakes are the body of water which are covered with land all over. Okay? Iceland पूरे वाटर से कवर्ड होते थे. लेक पूरे लैंड से कवर्ड होता है. ठीक है? इन द मिडिल इट हैज वाटर एंड इट इज सराउंडेड बाय लैंड. ऑल्सो दे आर द नेचुरल फॉर्मेशन ऑफ वाटर. लेक्स को कोई स्टोर नहीं करता है. एंड इन इंडिया वी हैव वुलर लेक दैट इज इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड इट इज द प्योरेस्ट एंड द मोस्ट क्लीन वाटर लेक इन इंडिया. The fresh water lake in India. We find the most fresh water in a lake in Wular Lake that is in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay? Now the last one is ponds. What are ponds? Ponds are the water bodies that are smaller than lakes. Lake से बहुत ज़्यादा छोटी होती हैं but they are also similar to lakes because pond के आसपास भी land होता है. But ponds are man-made, they are created by man, and lakes are natural, they are created by nature itself. Okay? So ponds जो होते हैं वो mainly man-made होते हैं और जो lakes होते हैं they are mainly natural. Okay? So these are the 5 water bodies we have studied about and the 11 kinds of landform we have studied. Okay children, so with this we end today's session. So till we meet in our next class, bye bye, have a good day and take good care of yourselves. Bye.